Hi there. Welcome to the Lazy Arquitecto show where we teach you AutoCAD so you can save time, effort, and money. As every Sunday, we show up here around 10 a.m., that is Philadelphia, PA, United States time. So if your time is important, consider joining us each Sunday and subscribing to the show. So, as you probably already saw today's topic, we're gonna create an awesome um, AutoCAD block that is gonna save us so much time. So, let's start with today's live stream. So, you probably have some interior elevations that you would like to finish adding some wall tags or finish tags, but you fixing each finish tag and scaling them according to your drawing scale, it's a complete waste of time. So let's create or make this finish tag into a smart block that can save us some time and also avoid us all of these different problems. Are you ready for that? Okay. So let's quickly undo this with Control Z on my keyboard, and let's see how we could make this more efficient with the help of a dynamic block. So let's move over here on the side where we have a much cleaner space. And what I like to do is first check whether something similar exists here in the AutoCAD program, so I don't start from scratch from the very beginning. So what I'm gonna do is uh, open my MultiLeader Style to see if I have something close that I can start with. So let's see over here under the standard. So we have this leader with a text, but I would like to have a block, um, for example, a rectangular. So I'm gonna start with that, and in order to do so, I'm gonna use the MLeader command. So it's right here, MLeader. Once I do that, I'm gonna simply specify it on my screen like so. The tag number, I don't care at this time, so I'm gonna simply say P1. And then as you can see, um, oops. So let's open again the MultiLeader style, because first of all, we need to um, select a style, in this case standard, and we need to set it current with this option over here. So once we do that, I'm gonna simply hit close, and now we can use a multi-leader with the multi-leader option. So once we do that, I'm gonna simply, oops, again, multi-leader. So I'm gonna simply say, uh, this doesn't matter, but I'm gonna say P1 and then something like this. All right. So we can see that we have a multi-leader over here, and if we open the properties with the PR on my keyboard, we can see that this is a multi-leader, and over here we might have some options. So for instance, the attachment type and so on. But what I'm interested in here is use the option for the block. So let's quickly do that. And so let's open again the MultiLeader style one more time. And if we create a multi-leader, so for instance, by selecting the standard and say new over here in this option, we can start renaming some of in this case it's gonna be a finish tag, right? So we can say finish tag, but for now I just simply want to inspect this multi-leader, so I'm not gonna worry about renaming. So I'm gonna simply click continue to see what block do I have. So under the content, right now we have text, but if we change the options to something like block, we can see that we'll have many different blocks. In this case, detail, slot, and so on. But we don't have the option that says rectangle. So that's why we need to create a new block, in this case called rectangle. So but we're gonna start with the slot block over here because that's very close. So let's cancel that out. Um, and let's close this. So let's see if we can find that block, right? So let's see, block. So let's open our block palette and let's see if we have that block, the slot. So we have this tab test, and yeah, we don't have it. Okay. So let's see how we're gonna do this. We have 11 people connected on the chat. By the way, that's awesome that you guys are here with me. We have the first comment from Facebook user. Buenos dias. Thank you for your live stream. Uh, thank you for being here. So let's keep moving with today's live show. So we have this multi-leader. So let's try again the multi-leader option. So MLeader. Again, we're calling for the MultiLeader command. And if we see some of the options over here, it says leader arrow, leader landing. We can pick the options from the command line by simply selecting on it. And we have leader type, content type. Let's try content type. And that's where AutoCAD let us specify whether this is a block, a mtext, or none. So we would like to be a block that we can reuse, right? So let's click the block option, enter the block name. I think the block name we set slot. Hopefully that's the name. So let's enter that option. It says invalid input. So let's see, slot tag. Nope. Let's try circle. Nope. Enter block name. It doesn't let us put the name of the block. Circle tag. Nope. And so let's see how we're gonna bring the MultiLeader. Let's open the MultiLeader Style again. I have a comment on the chat saying cannot see the command line. Oh, you mean you cannot see the command line? This? Are you sure? Manish Sampur, by the way, thank you for being here today, Manish. You're saying you cannot see the command line? Are you sure about that? If other people can confirm if you cannot see my command line, which is this right here, that would be awesome. It says it was blocked by the chat. Oh, it was blocked by this. Okay, gotcha. All right, thanks. Mod TV Hebron says the problem has been solved. All right, thanks for says yes. The Facebook chat thinking. Okay, thank you for letting me know so I can keep moving with the show. We have 8 people connected. That's awesome that you guys are here with me today. Where we're gonna create this awesome AutoCAD tool. AutoCAD block. But yeah. All right. So let's keep moving. So we're gonna create again, like I was explaining. Right now we have this finish tag made out of individual pieces that will give us headaches in the future, whether we want to scale them and using them. So that's why we're gonna make it into smart block. Mohammed says hi, Lacey. Hi, Mohammed. Thank you for being here today. I said hope you're doing good. I'm getting better. But for people who don't know, I was sick all of these days. And I'm getting better. Yes, thank you. Says Lacey, why don't hide your pic? Yeah. Yeah, sure. I thought that maybe showing myself will create more of a connection or an interaction. But yeah, I can hide myself if that's better for you guys. Let me see. Okay, let's try that out. Maybe you guys like it like that, right? So let's see. Sure. Mohammed, thank you for being here today. Okay. Okay. It says sometime it blocks the command prompt. Oh, my picture blocks them. Okay. Yeah, so I just hide. See if you guys like it better like that. Okay, so let's keep moving because if not, we're never gonna finish today's live show. So okay, so let's continue. Let's call for the MultiLeader Style. Right, let's open that out. And let's create one with the standard. I like to start with the standard because that's the one the AutoCAD give us and has the correct settings. If I start with a random one, that might give me trouble and problems. So let's select the standard and create new. So over here, what I'm gonna do is call this something like finish tag. Right, you can name it as you wish. Let's click continue, and then we're gonna have this big dialog box. So what I like to do here is under content, the first thing I want is to make this a block instead of a regular text. So let's pick block. For the source block, right now I don't have a rectangle, the one that I need. However, I'm gonna start with the closest one that AutoCAD give me first, which is this called slot. We're gonna make this into a rectangle later on. Attachment, I like the insertion point. That way, my leader is gonna come straight from the center or the insertion point. And then on the next feature, the leader structure, I'm gonna uncheck this for the maximum leader points. And then I don't want automatic landing because I want my leaders to be straight lines. And then on the next feature, it would be the arrow head. We need some dots based on the existing one. So I'm gonna click the dot symbol for the arrowhead. And right now you can see it's really big. So I'm gonna change the size to something about 1/16. And then I'm gonna click OK. So once I do that, I'm gonna set that current, right? So let's click finish tag and then set current and click close. So now whenever I start the MultiLeader option and then click on my screen asking for a tag number, so let's try P1, and then it's asking to select my pointer, so I'm gonna click and accept that with a enter. So far what we need again is to change this into a rectangle. So the way I'm gonna do it is I'm gonna copy one of these with the regular copy command, right, to the side. And then I'm gonna explode one of these again with the regular explode command. So once I do that, I will finally be able to reach this slot block. You can see it on the properties. This is a block and it's called tag slot. So I'm gonna open this block on the block editor by right clicking on it. So once I do that, I'm gonna draw my rectangle. So my rectangle would be simply with the regular rectangle command, and it's gonna be from this corner over here. I'm gonna use my guides over here to select like so, and then going to my other guidelines like this, and finally click like so. So at this point I'm gonna match properties just to make sure that none of my layers are messed up with the regular match property. So I'm gonna match property this to my new rectangle and press enter. So now I don't need these slot items, so I'm gonna simply select them and delete them with my delete key. So that's pretty much. So now what I'm gonna do is there is an option over here that says open and save on your ribbon. So what I'm gonna do is save block as, because I don't want to override the slot block. So I'm gonna say block as, and then I'm gonna call it something like rectangle or something like tag rectangle, right? Something that I can identify my block, and I'm gonna click OK. So just remember that name, right? Because we're gonna use it, tag rectangle. So now we can close our block from the block editor, and then what we need to do is go inside our MultiLeader Style, and then making sure the finish tag is selected. Let's click modify, and then under content, let's check the slot block by the user block, and then let's find our tag rectangle that we just created. So once we do that and click OK, you can see that now we have a nice rectangle, and simply let's click OK at this point. And so it looks like nothing really happens. So, however, if we try again the MLeader, the MLeader command, we can see now the nice rectangle is coming. So let's go over here and let's select it, or let's click on it. It's asking for a tag number. In this case, I want P1. So I'm gonna say P1 and press enter. And then for my arrows, I want it to the side and press enter. So I need 2 of these arrows on the side. So that's not a problem. I can simply hover over this and say add leader, and I will be able to quickly add another leader and press enter like so. Oops, I added one more, so I'm gonna remove this. So like that, simply and quickly. Now for the scale, I never ever have to manually scale this randomly with the scale command. All I need to do is check my viewport. So for instance, if I go to paper space, I'll have a viewport like this, right? So my viewport is 1/4. So that's all I need to know to find my viewport using a chart like this. This is an architecture scale chart. So we said that 1/4 was our viewport, is right here, 1/4. So that means our factor is 48. So that way we can simply go to our block and scale it by selecting it, going to the properties, and over here where it says overall scale, we can simply say 48 and press enter, and we will be able to have our block to the correct scale. And at this point I can simply say add to add one more, add selected, and then I can simply go down, and this is B1, so I can simply say B1, press enter, and then move my pointer up like so. So that way I don't need these exploded items. I can simply delete them, and I don't need this exploded item either. So that way I know exactly that my text are correct and the correct size, They are center. I don't need to ever scale them again. If I will need a different viewport scale, let's say I will need something much smaller, like a half inch scale, I know would be 24 for the factor. Again, I could simply go to my properties and change to 24 and so on. All right. So that's how we can quickly convert many exploded pieces into a smart block for a finish tag. So what do you guys think about this method of using a block with a multi-leader to save time in AutoCAD? So let's go to the chat before we wrap up today's live stream. Mohammed still on the chat. That's awesome, Mohammed. Um, says thank you. You are diamond. Thank you, Mohammed, for being here. Felicia Hernández says buenos días, Lacey, por transmitir en vivo. She is Felicia is just saying thank you for connecting today to do this live stream. Manish Sampur is on the chat. He says thanks. Yeah, Manish. Hopefully, this new block, this finish tag block, can help you save some time, right? In order, instead of using exploded items that are very inconvenient. So this way is a quicker and more efficient way to tag your interior elevations. So yeah, oops, I forgot to mention while you let me know in the chat what do you think about today's live stream. I forgot to mention something important. Uh, to thanks to say thank you to people who support my work, right? These folks believe on what I do, so thank you. They support me either on Patreon or as a YouTube member, and that's why I'm here today. So thank you very much, folks. Um, so let's keep reading some of your comments before we wrap up today's live stream. Miriam is on the chat. Hello, Irving. Hello, Mary. Thank you for being here today with us. Um, Mary says just came in. Uh, yeah, not a problem. You can. Oh, you're asking also. Can I watch this later? I believe so, Mary. It's probably gonna take a while for YouTube or Facebook to kind of upload it or re-upload it again. But yes, I believe the answer is yes. Um, yep. All right, guys. Let me know on the chat some of your last comments or suggestions for future live streams. And maybe we can do something about it. We have 14 people connected. That's awesome that you are still here with me. Let me know what you think about also if you like this interface better without my picture on the screen. With that, because other folks suggested, I think it was Mohammed, suggested that the live stream without my pic was better because it was obstruing some of the CAD interface. But yeah, we have another comment. Says you can also drag the progress bar and see this from start right now. The progress bar, I think you mean, do you mean the command line? Do you mean this one? Manish? It's called a command line. Says maybe shift the position of the chat box and pick so it doesn't block the command line. Oh, sure. But I think the commands, I mean the comments, um whenever I show a comment on my screen, I usually stop explaining, just to give you the importance of what you have to say. So I never like show a command and then keep explaining or something about AutoCAD. So I try not to do that whenever I share a command like right now. I mean a comment like right now. But that's a good observation, Manish. Thank you. All right, guys. If there are no more questions or comments, I think we're gonna wrap up today's live stream, and hopefully, um, I can see you next Sunday at 10 a.m. That is Pennsylvania, United States time, with a new live show, right? So hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I'll see you next week.